Day 2 here at the Rolex 24. It was a very short day for the WeatherTech Sports Car Championship. They were definitely giving them an easy day before we get 24 hours of racing tomorrow. Now, I want you down in the comment section right now to give me your picks for the 4 classes in the Rolex 24. And at the end of this video, I will tell you what I'm thinking about picks-wise for this race. And I think a couple of the picks are going to surprise you. So let's talk a little bit about that 20-minute session earlier today in the morning. So the 54 Black Swan Racing Porsche managed to get back out, and not only did they get back out on track, they set the fastest lap today in GTD. So that's going to be a story to watch. There's a true underdog thing happening right there. Of course, that chassis came from Wright Motorsports. You saw the picture on the video last night, and it's amazing how much that crew worked to get that car back out onto the circuit. We had one really major crash, and it was really in a strange spot coming into turn 6, the corner that heads back out onto the oval for the number 38 Performance Tech Prototype 2 car. Now, the LMP2 division is one that is definitely going to, I think, provide a lot of sparks, a lot of fireworks throughout the 24 hours. I just wasn't expecting it to happen this early. Unfortunately, it was just a really weird situation. I'm not even really sure because there wasn't a replay to determine exactly what happened, but ultimately the car ended up on its side on the tire barrier. They are repairing that chassis. It looks like they're almost certainly going to make the start tomorrow. So again, I guess you can wipe your brow and say, I'm glad that we're not losing cars before the Rolex 24 even begins. So, Michelin Pilot race today. Didn't watch too much of it, but I do know, and I can tell you that the number 35 Mercedes won that overall in the GS division. That race had 50 cars in it, which obviously is a lot more than what, unfortunately, the WeatherTech series ended up having. But I think for those of you who showed up today, you definitely got an entertaining show there. A couple of housekeeping things I want to talk about real quick about the Rolex 24 coverage tomorrow. So there's a couple things I want to experiment with. One of the things I can tell you right now is I'm going to try to put a video out in each of the 6-hour segments of the race. So essentially at the end of the first 6 hours, you'll get a video, 12-hour mark video, 18 video, and then at 24 I'll give you my final video at the end of the day recapping all of what took place over the 24 hours. I'm planning on going team no sleep. Another thing, and I want you to let me know down in the comments, is those of you who are attending tomorrow's race, would you be interested in a fan meetup? If so, where? And would you be interested in having that be on one of those recap videos? Finally, I know there were some people talking about the lack of lighting last night. Sorry, this was never going to be perfect from the beginning, and I have to tell you that the 2 videos that are going to take place at night tomorrow are definitely going to be in the dark. So unless I can find a nice source of light, almost certainly they're going to be pretty dark. So, all of that housekeeping out of the way, let's talk about my picks for the Rolex 24 at Daytona. So I'm going to start from the slowest class and go up to the high. So I talked in the beginning of this video about the 54 and the amazing story of the Black Swan Racing Team and the Porsche, and it certainly seems like their pace this morning indicates that they are very motivated to win this race, and I think they will. I'm taking the number 54 Black Swan Racing Porsche to win GTD. GTLM, that's another fairly interesting category because of the question marks, the new cars for Porsche and Corvette. And I'm not going to pick a Porsche or a Corvette, despite the fact that they've got a lockout on the first 2 rows. I think it's going to be BMW repeating. I think it's going to be the 25 car repeating. The reason being on that idea is because of the fact that you've got so much newness in the GTLM category. I don't believe the Porsches or the Corvettes will make it 24 trouble-free hours. We know that the BMWs can do that, and I don't think the Risi Ferrari is going to be quite as competitive. Unfortunately, it seems like they got a bad BOP break. Talking about P2, Unfortunately, I don't think Ben Keating is going to be able to pull off the double, winning GTD and LMP2, but I do think he's going to win LMP2. I think PRM Mathiasen Motorsports Orica is going to win in LMP2. Now, the overall winner, this was one I really struggled with because recent history would tell you don't trust anyone that's not in a Cadillac. But I'm going to go against convention. As much as I wanted to pick the 5 from JDC Miller Motorsports, which I think is a great pick for a number 2, possibly as well the number 10, Wayne Taylor Racing Cadillac, which has run 2 of the 3 last Rolex 24s. I think it's going to be number 6 Acura. I think Team Penske's going to finally put it together. They're going to get a Rolex 24 win, but that's just my opinion. That's what I'm thinking is going to happen. But again, it's 24 hours. Literally anything could happen, and any of the cars theoretically could win the Rolex. So let me know down in the comments what you think, what your predictions are, and just in general, anything about the Rolex 24 you would like me to cover tomorrow. Hey, guess what? Our friends from last night are coming out, the Ferrari Challenge cars. And look, this one's pulling in right here. Hey, check this out. Watch. Great insight from the Ferrari Challenge cars. And this time they didn't interrupt too badly. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you're enjoying the Rolex 24 coverage. I can't wait to get going tomorrow. My first 24-hour race. I have no idea what to expect. I'll share some of my personal experience as well with you tomorrow. And we'll see you in the next video.